Hi guys, welcome to your weekly readings for the week of October the 13th. So my name is Jessica Brown, aka The Energy Muse, and thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for being on this channel. If this resonates with you, then please like and subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, then check your moon, your rising and your Venus sign. Okay, so this is what's coming up for you for this week, but time, as we know, is fluid. So it's literally pretty much going to be from whenever you're tuning in and watching this, okay? So it can be for the next week, it can be, the next couple of weeks, literally wherever you're watching it from. I'm going to be reading in the in the lineup of air, fire, water, and earth. So seeing as though we're in the Libra, birthday Libra, for just a tiny little bit longer, I am going to start with Libra. Okay, so let's get started. So what is coming up for Librans for the week of October the 13th? So I'll do a central theme, good, and a clarifying card. Okay, Libran, so you've got Two of Cups energy here. So this is Venus sitting in Cancer. This is, so this week I feel like there's going to be a really deep spiritual connection that you're going to have with somebody. So if this isn't you with your partner already, I feel like there might be somebody coming in that you're going to meet that you're going to feel an immediate connection to. Now, this doesn't have to be a love interest. This could be to do with your work. It could be to do with your community. It could even be to do with reconnecting with a family member. The Hangman's coming in here, and we're in Neptune energy here with the Hangman. So the Hangman's coming in to say, I don't know whether this is going to be going anywhere, this connection. It doesn't really mean that it's going to be a lifelong kind of thing. When we meet people and we connect with them on a soul level, it doesn't mean that they're in our lives for a long period of time. But I kind of feel like with this Hangman energy, that there's no action, there's no activity. So it doesn't mean that anything's going to happen or this connection is going to actually go anywhere or be anything or do anything. But I just feel like you're going to be meeting a like-minded soul, and it's going to feel really, really like home for you. Okay, Libra. So keep an eye out for that. I think people kind of feel like when we meet people that we feel deeply connected to, they feel like that it's going to be like for life, and it's really not the case. I remember I went to Bali Spirit Festival, I think it was 2 years ago, and we did this eye-gazing thing with like a bunch of random crew where you kind of sit in a circle and, a random comes up and they sit next to you and you do this intense eye-gazing with some breath work for, I think it was 15 minutes or maybe, I don't know, I can't remember actually, before you moved on to the next person. And so it's like soul gazing, right? It's like a really intense experience. And, I would feel this connection. And it was funny, I was in Ubud a few days later and I was coming out of a shop, and this Japanese woman, that was the woman that I was doing the eye gazing with, never met her, you don't even exchange words. She was walking out as I walked in, and we looked at each other. And like we had this big hug and we both got very teary, and then we walked off, never saw her again. So to me, that's an example of meeting someone and witnessing a soul connection, but then just off you go. Yeah, amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, let's move along to my Geminis, okay, to my mutable air energy. What is going on for my Geminis for the week of October the 13th? Gemini. Okay, we've got Five of Swords. So Venus, it's an Aquarius in this energy. Good. And we've got Justice, Libra coming up. So Gemini. So what is happening at the moment? So for this week, I would say be careful of your words. Choose your arguments wisely, because this is, it can sometimes hurt our head when we're talking to people that aren't on the same intellectual level of us. It can it's almost like you're wasting your time. Okay, now it can also be like, this is essentially the card of the ego. So it's like, check your ego. You don't always have to win. You don't always have to be coming out on top of every different viewpoint that you come across, of every communication that you interact with. You don't always have to be right, Gemini. You don't always have to be seen as the most intelligent or as the right one all the time. Like I said, sometimes some other people are just literally not able to put the shoe on the other foot and see an issue, an argument or something from two different sides of the spectrum. So it's like, sometimes it's just easier to walk away and let the other person feel like they have kind of won, or that they're, you know, whatever. The clarifying card around this for you, Gemini, is Libra energy. So we're in Justice card, I should say, Libra energy, and in Venus here as well. So you could be dealing with somebody who is either a Taurus or a Libran, because we've got that Venus energy there. And this could also just be, it could be around a legal matter as well. It could be around some kind of legal matters or anything to do with that, Gemini. But so basically to take away from that is like, be careful with your words, be careful with who you're interacting with, and just know that you don't have to win every single disagreement that you're having. Okay, moving along to my Aquarius energy, so my beautiful fixed air. Okay, Aquarius, what is coming up for you this week? What is coming up for you this week? Oh, I'm going to throw that out because it flew out. Queen of Cups. Okay, beautiful. Very, very nice. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces energy, Aquarius. Although could also be, because these are general messages, I give general readings, this could also be a shout out to your high level of intuition. So you may be, I feel like there's an invitation coming up for you, because so you've got you sitting here, so this could either be you or somebody outside of yourself, Aquarius. So this may be also how you see yourself, as this really open and intuitive energy, right? This is male or female, or this could be a water sign coming into your energy this week. And you've got the Knight of Cups. So Aquarius, I feel like there's an invitation coming to you. I feel like that there might be an invitation coming to you around maybe an engagement, or some sort of beautiful gathering that connects to your emotions and connects to your heart space. For those of you who are single, this might be a love interest coming into your awareness for this week. You know, the Knight is always about something coming into our energy. Knight of Cups is kind of usually around something that lifts us up and makes us feel connected to our heart space. That Knight of Cups is a very it's not a super young energy. It's not a really old energy though. It's mature, but not too mature. So yeah, late 20s, early 40s kind of vibe. Very nice, Aquarius. Rightio, let's move along to our fire signs. We're going to read in the lineup of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay, so these cards are so big for my little hands. Beautiful light seers deck. Okay, Aries, what is happening for you guys for this week, October the 13th? Give or take. Aries energy. Okay, we've got that Justice card coming out again. So again, Aries, you could be dealing with a Libra. We're in the Venus sign here, so also maybe a Taurus energy, and the Empress. So you've got two really big major arcana cards coming out, Aries. So this is a big week for you. So the fact that Libra is coming out here, Justice is coming out, this may be around legal matters that you might be involved in. It can also just be about needing some balance in your life. Like the most obvious for a general reading when this card comes out is kind of that need for balance, that need for like, are you doing too much, Aries? Because you guys are sort of always on the go. It's do. And it's usually in the physical form. It's usually in the action, right? Because you guys are such huge, just always getting up and going, but then you guys can tend to crash a little bit because there's so much of that starting energy that you don't have enough fuel to finish projects off and finish things off that you get started. So Justice might be coming out to say, hey, look, find some balance. Don't be so quick off the mark every single time. Maybe if you're not so quick off the mark, you're going to have enough fuel, enough energy to sustain whatever it is that you're wanting to get started. Okay, so this could be either legal matters, it could be documents or contracts that you're signing, Aries, or it's about having better balance in your life. What's coming into as a clarifying is you've got the Empress energy here. So this is beautiful energy around Venus here. So we've got two Venus sitting in both of these cards. So Venus is, when we're in that alignment of Venus, it's the things that we love in life. It's the beauty in life. It's the art. It's the beautiful food and the beautiful wines. It's the aesthetics of things, right? So Aries, what's going on for you this week that's like wanting you to maybe beautify things in your home or your work area, your office, or even with your look a little bit. Venus is about how we look as well, right? So maybe there's a little bit of self-care needed and a little bit of zhuzhing up, getting a bit bougie, right? So that's Aries energy. Let's move along to Leo. Yeah, two Venus sign planets. Beautiful. Okay, moving along to my Leos. What are we doing this week, Leo? What's happening? What do we need to look out for? Ah, got 2 people watching. Hi, guys. I kind of always just jump on and do these randomly, so I don't actually advertise when I am doing them. So I really probably should start doing that, right? And actually, this is the first time I've gone live on YouTube. I usually go live through StreamYard. So this is exciting. Okay, Leo, what's coming up for you guys? And if you're watching and you're waiting for your sign, I'm doing Leo, then Sag, and then I'm going to do water. So I'll go Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, guys, and then I'm going to go to Earth, and I'll go Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I write them down because the very first time I did this, I forgot about Capricorn. So now I'm so paranoid that I'm going to forget a sign. So professional that I write it down now. Okay, Leo, sorry. Back to you. Let's have a look at our fixed sign of Leo. So you're in 7 of Pentacles, Saturn in Taurus energy here. And we've got 10 of Wands coming up. So, ooh, Saturn in Sagittarius. So interesting. 2 Saturn energies. Okay, so we've got the energy here, Leo. So this is about planting seeds. And I love the interpretation in this Light Seers deck because it's kind of a little bit, the traditional Rider-Waite version is kind of about just grinding away and, you know, saving your funds and just kind of doing the hard daily work to get ahead, right? To me, when it comes out in this card, it's kind of more about doing that hard work. So you're planting really strong seeds. And when I say seeds, I'm talking about foundations. Because notice how in this deck here, the pentacles are down into the roots. So it's sort of saying that you're laying very, very stable and strong roots that are going to be foundations for you, for things to grow, for things to come to fruition. So this is really great for you, Leo. So whatever it is that is going on for you this week, I feel like keep planning, keep doing the work, the daily grind, because you're planting really strong roots and you're forming really strong foundations. So 10 of Wands is coming in here to remind you that it's not going to be super easy. You're going to have struggles that are going to come up along this way or along what it is that you're wanting to plant to fruition. But stick with it because it's going to be worth it, you know. 2 cards sitting in the energy of Saturn. Saturn's a really, you know, it does show us where our constrictions are. It does show us where our rules are. But it also shows us that, you know, when we have rules, when we have challenges and obstacles, which is Saturn, they're really amazing because they keep us on task, they keep us on point, and they show us where our opportunities for growth and expansion are. So without Saturn, we really wouldn't have any rules or any discipline to achieve and to get over obstacles. So this is a week about acknowledging where your restrictions are, Leo, and working with them, pushing through them and not giving up, okay? So good. Excellent. Okay, my Sagittarius, my mutable fire, itchy ear. You guys having a good week? Hope so. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what is happening for you guys this week? Make sure you check out, I'm doing some love readings later in the week, and my cards are flying everywhere, and my live readings on Thursday night, 5:30 WA time in Australia. Saggy. What is happening with my Saggies? Okay, we've got that 10 of Wands again. You guys see me shuffling, right? Gosh, Saturn in Sagittarius. So this is sitting in your own sign, Sag. So there's some trials and tribulations coming up for you. Page of Wands in the reverse. So this is the card of taking on a lot of burdens, taking on a lot of other people's issues, right, Sagittarius? And I know that you guys can do that because you're so loving and you're so heart-centered. But, you know, at what point do you start saying no to things? You know, you guys sometimes can always be wanting to say yes to a lot of things. But the fact that we're in a 10, it means that we're at the end of a cycle. So I know that there's that this feels really hard. It feels like there's a lot of burdens that you've been carrying and they're not all on your own. And I feel like some of these struggles can be around misinterpretation as well, because Page of Wands is coming through. Actually, this is Wands. Sorry, I was thinking it was Swords. So Page of Wands is coming through in the reverse. So when that's in the upright, this is about new opportunities coming in, new ideas. I should say new really exciting projects and things that you really, really love. The fact that this is in reverse, I want to say to you, Sagittarius, when was the last time you had fun? Because if we look at this card, look at the joy in that. There's kind of like this freedom in like, fuck it. Yes, this is so, there's a feeling of being not restricted there, right? There's a feeling of ease. The opposite of this Saturn energy. Saturn is, like I just said, it's our lessons. It's the things that we need to learn about. It's our struggles. So this is kind of like just a confirmation that, yes, let's get this card though, and let's flip it upside down and let's go, okay, I'm going to consciously make an effort to not take on everybody else's shit. I'm going to kind of stay in my own lane and stop saying yes to things I want to say no to. I'm going to kind of remember that I'm also allowed to be in the energy of joy. I'm allowed to have fun, this week. It's not always about hard work and the trials and tribulations of day-to-day grind. I'm allowed to have fun. I'm allowed to experience joy. That's why we're here, after all, to love and experience joy and spread happiness, right? So for you, Sag, I feel like that this is just a reminder that, yes, there's a lot going on, and yes, you're taking on a lot of people's shit, but it's about recognizing when you want to say no to stuff and start doing that, start implementing that, and do some stuff that have some fun. Things that you used to like doing as a child, let's start to do that again. Or even if it's just going out with the girls or doing stuff with your guy friends, or, stuff that's fun and fuels your heart. Let's start to focus on doing that this week. Sometimes we just need a little bit of a reminder, right? That, hey, it's not so serious. It's not so serious. Okay, let's move along to our water signs. So we're going in Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Okay, Cancer, what's happening with my Cancerians for the week of 13th of October? 13th of October, let's have a look. Cancer, oh my gosh. Cancer, I need to slow down. That's what I need to do. Slow down. Cancer. Okay, you got the Hierophant, Taurus, Venus, beautiful. So Cancer. Oh, and Page of Cups coming out to clarify that card. So the Hierophant card is like the Pope of the deck, right? It's about institutions. It's about spiritual beliefs. It's about religion and things like that. It's about gurus and about people that are in that are kind of spiritually influencing or are of a spiritual influence. I feel like, because we can also be reminded, the Hierophant can come out and remind us too that we are our own inner guru as well. It's about going deep into meditation and allowing ourselves to kind of have that downtime, so we're able to receive information, so we're able to get downloads about what it is that we need to best do to serve ourselves. So whether you are, looking at studying a different religion, or you're looking at some spiritual healing or some guidance, or, the Hierophant can also come out and say, it can also be a card about marriage and about taking things in relationships to the next level. But it can also be about, because it's about government institutions, it can also be about institutions and things like that. So I feel like Cancer, there might be something going on for you around that. But it is also a card about, at the depth of this card, it's about connecting into and listening to your intuition. And this is where I feel this Page of Cups energy is coming in. So Page of Cups is new beginnings around heartfelt matters and things that really connect you to your heart. So this could be relationship energy and taking a relationship to the next level. It could be also about things like marriage and things like that, but it can also be about finding a guru or finding somebody on a spiritual level that you're really going to connect to, and they're going to, allow you to access your intuition, work with your intuition, work with your spiritual gifts a little bit more, Cancer. So I love that reading for you. But either way, it's a really beautiful connection coming through. And I feel like it's a connection to you on your path a little bit more, because when we looked at that card, you can see he's sitting at the base of the steps, and it's literally taking us on a pathway to, steps up towards our higher self. And to get that Ace of Cups in is just to really clarify that it is to do with your heart. It is to do with your intuition. And it is to do with connecting you emotionally on a deeper level to your spirituality. So really, really beautiful, Cancer. Okay, let's move into Scorpio. Okay, our fixed water sign, Scorpio. What is coming up for this week of Scorpio? Wow, that 10 of Wands is coming up again. This is the third time, guys. Saturn in Sagittarius. So Scorpio, let's get some clarification around what this is meaning for you now. And again, that Two of Cups, Venus sitting in Cancer energy. So Scorpio, again, your guides are wanting you to acknowledge, or they're acknowledging the struggles that you're going through at the moment, the burdens that you're taking on, the responsibilities that are literally sitting on your shoulders. This can also be a card to connect into. Be careful of back injuries as well, Scorpio. But I feel like because Two of Cups energy is coming out here, I feel like there might be some challenges going on with you around your significant other, around maybe your, it can be your love interest, your partner, it can be your best friend, it can be a connected and close work colleague as well. But I feel like, Scorpio, that there is definitely going to be some struggles coming up with you this week around your significant other or around a person that you have that spiritual connection with. Making sure that we're not also, you know, because I feel guided to say this, making sure that you're not taking on the burdens of your of the person that you spend a lot of time with, because sometimes what we can do is, and especially Scorpio, because you're so psychic and intuitive anyway, we can unfortunately be a psychic sponge for people to come to and download their, you know, their troubles and their, you know, and their issues, which is where you can start taking on the burdens of other people's dramas and other people's shit is what I want to say. It's about being able to play the role and learn the dance of being present and available, and then having really strong boundaries. I know for me, after doing years and years and years of psychic readings, it really has been one of my biggest lessons on not taking people's stuff on and not taking it home with me. When I say home, to bed with me, it's about being present, being engaging, being empathetic and compassionate in that moment. But then, you know, once that's readings finished, it's about being able to shut that off, cut that energy, sever that connection, and then move on to the next reading. Because if I'm sitting in the, that poor person and their story, then I'm not being able to be of service to the next person that I'm reading for, right? So it's about being, and so there is an element of detachment that you have to learn. And, you know, that's where I feel like my Aquarius rising really serves me in being able to do the amount of readings that I'm able to do in a day and of being of service. Because, you know, it can be heavy, the stuff that we hear and the stuff that we have to deal with, right? So it's being able to be compassionate but detached at the same time, being able to hold space but not take that on at the same time, having really, really strong, clear boundaries, but at the same time being there for somebody. So for me, an example of having strong boundaries is I don't message people back past 6:30 at night. I don't message people from Saturday afternoon and Sunday. I don't message people on my time off, my days off. I don't get back to people, because otherwise you're on your phone 24/7. By the time people make that initial contact about, you know, trying to even just establish an appointment, right? So it's just about having really, really, really strong, clear boundaries, and just about also being in tune with your aura, with your energetic body and your physical body, to know when there's something sitting in there that's not aligning, that's not yours, okay? It's about being really psychically clear and doing your psychic hygiene work around cleansing and clearing your body as well, your auric body, not just the physical body. Yeah, the lessons we learn, right? Okay, let's move along to Pisces. Pisces. Just going to have a sip of water. Being a physical empath, that's what I am. I'm a physical empath. So I feel things on my body, and then I get channeled messages as to what those things are that somebody, like, so just say when I'm doing a consult or a phone reading, so I'll tune in and I get their symptoms or their blocks, their energetic blocks on my body, and then I get channeled messages from my guides as to what's created or where the blocks are coming from. So it's both a blessing and a curse to be a psychic sponge, because it's great when you're in the work and you're doing the work, but it can be very challenging when you're just going about your day-to-day business, like shopping and stuff like that, and there's someone comes and stands behind you and you start to feel their stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, remember, reground, better boundaries. Pisces. Okay, King of Swords, beautiful. It could be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini energy, Pisces. Or it could just be you stepping up, and the Hermit is coming through, Virgo energy, Mercury. Okay, so this is if this is you, Pisces, this is you really being in charge of of how you see your communication, of how you see, because King of Swords is somebody who is very, very good at communicating what they're thinking and what they're thinking. It's somebody who is very articulate, very intelligent, very kind of left brain thinking, very logical and very analytical. But they're also somebody who's a little bit older. They're on top of their game and they're in charge of their shit. Excuse me. Or this could be somebody of this nature coming into your energy this week. So we've got the confirmation card of the Hermit here. Okay, this is Virgo energy sitting in the planet of Mercury. So there's these are really big communication cards, right? Mercury is about communication. It's about how we learn and how we communicate what we're learning. But the Hermit is also about going within. It's about going within and doing the work about, I say so, meditation, being able to sort of just sit in your own space and allow you to kind of download whatever it is that's going on in and around you. It's kind of like taking that spiritual time out to integrate whatever it is that's going on and to kind of get messages about what's needed, because these two coming up together, when I get King of Swords and I get it message with the Hermit, this is kind of like a channel, a conduit of energy from God down or from your guides down. So I want to say to you, Pisces, being probably the most psychic sign in the zodiac, it's like take some time to sit. And I love that he's actually sitting here. Take some time to sit in meditation and notice what channeled messages you're getting through, because I feel like that's going to help you this week with whatever it is that you're needing to navigate, okay? But it's definitely about going within and noticing your thoughts, noticing what's coming up for you, and, practice your channeling gifts. Practice receiving those messages. One of the hardest things I found years and years and years ago when I was awakening my gifts, and especially my gifts around channeling, the hardest thing is to recognize what is a thought, what is your thought, and what's a channeled message. But once you start to feel and recognize the different energetic imprints as they come in. Sometimes now even my channeling comes through in different ways as well. So literally I'll be doing a reading or a live and I'll literally get a word just drop into my brain, and it's like, oh, what does such and such mean to you? And that'll be a big thing that'll be needed to mention in the reading. Or sometimes it comes in softly and you'll recognize that that's not your energy. That's a different energy coming in, translating that. And then other times it'll be so random, it'll just pop in from the back and it'll be like, oh, what the hell? And I just always mention it. And it's always, always, always relevant. Always. Even as much as you think it isn't, you always mention it because it takes you on a different tangent to something else that needs to be talked about. Yeah, so cool, so cool. Okay, Earth energy. I'm going to go Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So let's start with Taurus. Okay, what's happening for my Taurus crew this week? Taurus. Okay, you've got the Devil. So we're in Capricorn energy here. Capricorn and Saturn. Okay, coming to Nine of Swords, Mars in Gemini. Okay, so we look at this energy here. I bloody love this interpretation of the Devil, because you can see here that he's sitting here and he's like the puppeteer. He's like, you're under his influence 100%. Okay, Capricorn sits in here and Saturn sits in this alignment here. So there's lessons around our self-sabotaging behaviors, our addictions, okay? So Taurus, what is it that's going to be going on for you this week that you need to check yourself and go, okay, hang on, this isn't healthy behavior. This is a reoccurring pattern that I'm jumping into, this self-sabotage behavior going on here, okay? And so this is the card, this is the anxiety card, right? So this is a really tough week for you, Taurus. These are really two quite heavy energies, okay? So I want you to make sure, though, that whatever it is, don't overthink it, okay? We're human beings. We've reincarnated in the human form to experience this Devil energy, to go through the Saturnian energy, to notice our rules and restrictions, so we're able to recognize the stuff that we need to clear through, the stuff that we brought through with this on this reincarnation. That's the whole purpose of being here, to clear and sort this shit out, okay? So don't drop into the energy of overthinking about it. This is just, a perception as well, and this isn't an actual thing, okay? This is an idea we have around something. It's an idea and a belief that we're connected and attached to something, but really it's once we recognize it, we can start to move through it. We can start to kind of start our healing journey then. So what do they say? Half the part of the healing journey is recognizing and acknowledging and witnessing that we have something that we need to shift and clear in the first place, right? So just have a look, Taurus. Check out what's going on for you this week. Recognize when you're maybe overthinking something. Because I want to say too as well, addictions can come in the way of thinking, right? It can come in, self-sabotage can come in the way we're thinking about things. It can be like, I'm not good enough. I should never attempt that because I'm just so stupid. Or, oh my God, I'm never going to go and do that because I'm just so dumb and ugly. Like these are really, and I know that sounds terrible, but seriously, this is the programs that can be in the back of people's minds, just going over and over and over again. So it's like recognizing when you're addicted to negative mindsets, a negative way of thinking. And I feel like that Nine of Swords is definitely a confirmation. Check your thoughts. Check your self-talk. Check your self-talk, okay? Because what we're saying to each other is a vibration and an energy, and we're extending that out. And what we put out there, we're bringing it back. So if I say that nothing ever good happens to me because, from whatever program I've developed from my youth, from when I was younger, I don't deserve good things, so nothing ever good happens to me. Of course, then nothing ever is good is going to freaking happen to me because that's the energy I'm sitting in. That's the vibration I'm pulling out there. So that's the vibration I'm attracting. I'm going to attract that 10 of Wands energy, right? I'm going to attract hard fucking work. I'm going to attract, hard stuff. I'm going to attract trials and lessons and as opposed to being in a different energetic alignment. Okay, so let's move along to my Virgo and then I'll be finishing with my Capricorn. Thanks for staying with me. Okay. Virgo. Who have we got here? What have we got coming up for my Virgos for this week? Okay, Nine of Cups. Beautiful. Jupiter sitting in Pisces. So beautiful. Emotional freedom, emotional contentment. Ooh, we've got that Swords energy coming up. So we've got that Venus in Aquarius. So this is your beautiful energy, Virgo. So it's about feeling that emotional freedom. It's about feeling emotionally content. Okay, the traditional Rider-Waite deck has the guy sitting there and he's kind of sitting here like this and all his 9 cups are behind him and they're all very, very full. And he's sitting here almost with a look of looking very content, I should say, not contained, very content. But I want to say there's almost kind of like a little bit of a smug look about him. Whereas in this deck, it's amazing. It's kind of saying that when you feel this level of emotional, what's that word? Emotional contentment, then there's a freedom, a soul freedom that's coming through with that, okay? So beautiful. And it's interesting that we've got a completely different energy coming in to confirm that. To me, I do read this as the ego card, and it can be the card of overthinking. So it's just about allowing yourself to, when it comes to relationships and when it comes to arguments and when it comes to not recognizing that you don't always have to be right, that is when a big sense of your freedom will come, that emotional freedom. And you'll also feel connected to people a little bit better when you don't have to always be right, when you don't have to always argue about everything, Virgo, because you guys are nitpicky. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. You can be nitpicky, and if someone doesn't cross their I's or dot their T's, you're going to be like, oi, you forgot to cross your I and you forgot to dot your T. So I feel like, Virgo, for you guys, it's about sometimes let some of that stuff slide, y'all. Let some of that slide. We don't always have to be perfect, okay? You guys are the perfectionists of the entire zodiac sign. We don't always have to be perfect. Some of us don't care about that kind of stuff. Like me, for example. I should care, but I don't, right? So it's like you'll find a more emotional freedom when you let the perfectionism slide, okay? And last but not least, my beautiful Capricorns. Thank you so much for waiting. Thank you for being patient. What's going on for my Capricorns this week? October the 13th, 8th of Cups. Oh, Saturn in Pisces, moving away from something that no longer served you. And we've got that Hierophant energy again. Okay. So we're moving away from an emotional connection, Capricorn, that does no longer serve you. Okay, Cups is about our heart. It's about our emotions. And this is, I really do love this, because in this deck here, notice that she's leaving the situation there. It's literally on fire. It's leaving it there. She's letting it burn away, okay, transmuting, and she's moving to better times. She's moving towards her sun, towards her vitality, towards where her spirit is, and she's leaving this hot mess behind, okay? So what's going on for you, Capricorn, that you're walking away from? Now, we've got the energy, the Hierophant, to come in and confirm this. So whether you're walking away from some spiritual values that no longer serve you, whether you're walking away from a particular spiritual leader or a guru or some kind of establishment that is no longer yours. This could be marriage. This could be walking away from a committed relationship as well. So whatever it is, it's something of a deep spiritual connection. It's something of a spiritual nature. And when I say spiritual, I'm talking about religion. I'm talking about spiritual things. I'm talking about things under that umbrella term. But the fact that you're walking away is to protect your heart, and to kind of, this is where we're coming into boundaries as well, when we're talking about Eight of Cups energy, about noticing and acknowledging what's working and what no longer isn't working, and having the fortitude, having the courage, I want to say courage, to move and walk away from that, okay, Capricorn? So again, this is kind of a heavy week for you, but it's giving yourself a pat on the back, because how long do we stay in shit that we should be moving out of, particularly when it is kind of deeply rooted in our spiritual values, when it's something to do with spiritual connections that we have with ourselves and others. Okay. And I want to say too, it doesn't have to be about walking away from anything. It can be walking away from a spiritual belief that you held within yourself. So this can be a walking away from an emotional connection that you had to an idea of something. This doesn't always have to be about another person or about an organization, because it's a general reading. It definitely can be, but also look at it in a broader term, as well as maybe walking away from something that no longer serves an idea that you had around an emotional connection. Okay, guys, that is me done. Yay. Check me out this week again for some love readings, and also Thursday night in Western Australia, 5:30 p.m. for live tarot readings. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this resonated, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like and subscribe, and even feel free to share. Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.